Hello, everybody. How are you today? I'm doing well. Little update on Still Alice. I'm 82% through with it, so I'll finish it today, and it is giving me what the movie wasn't. Um, because Alzheimer's is such a in your head um, disease, what's in your head, what's not in your head. Uh, it was so hard to portray that on screen. I mean, they did a good job, and so far, from what I can see, the movie is really following the book, but the movie just couldn't get in her head the way it can in the book. And those of you who watch this channel and who read books, you get it. Um, so it's really giving me what I wanted and what I had hoped, because I really thought that there was a lot going on in her head that the movie couldn't portray. And it is. Um, I'm really enjoying it. So yesterday, I got a pre-ordered book that came in. It is called Honey Witch, and it is by Sydney J. Shields. I will be reading this next month with Lexi's book group. I will tell you what it's about, because I forgot. I pre-ordered it so long ago, and that's the problem with pre-ordering books, is that unless it's something that I know Nora Roberts. I know her next book will be coming out in May, and that's called Mind Games. But for the most part, I forget what the book is about. So this one says, the Honey Witch is cursed to never find true love, but when she meets a young woman who doesn't believe in magic, she dares to hope for more. Marigold Claude has always preferred the company of meadow spirits to the suitors who've tried to woo her. So when her grandmother whisks her away to the tiny isle of Innisfree with an offer to train her as the next Honey Witch, she accepts immediately. But her newfound magic and independence come with a price. No one can fall in love with the Honey Witch. Then Lottie Burke, a notoriously grumpy skeptic, shows up on her doorstep, and Marigold can't resist the challenge to prove to her that magic is real, even at the risk of losing her home and her heart. So, I'm hoping it's good. I have never read anything by Sydney J. Shields before. I don't know if it's her first book or if she has other books, but this one doesn't smell so great. And yesterday, my Book of the Month box came in. I'm going to open it. Let's see. Maybe I can tip you down so you can watch me open it. I can't. All right. I won't go down far enough, so maybe I'll do this. Ready? Don't go too far if you're using one of these to open your books, because you will cut your book. Don't ask how I know that. Oh, here we go. So, here's my bookmark. My bookmark. Emotional support bookmark. So, the two books I got today was I got Christina Lauren, The Paradise Problem. I've read a few books by Christina Lauren. I have a few more on my shelf up there, and I do enjoy her writing. I find her hilarious. The Unhoneymooners was the first book by her that I read, and it was hysterical. My dog is barking, and it is like 7 o'clock in the morning, so excuse me 1 minute. I'm back. Hello, friends. I'm back. Yeah. So, sorry about that. But Ellie will bark at the door, and if you don't open the door in 2.5 seconds, she freaks out. So, she barked once. I had to hurry up and get her, so I am sorry about that. So I got The Paradise Problem. And I got my coffee. And my coffee. Yes, I'm a grown adult, and I love Pooh, and it doesn't matter. I've always loved Pooh. Pooh came to my wedding, and I don't care. I don't care what people think. I have shirts that have Pooh. I had plates that had Winnie the Pooh on them. It's ridiculous. I love Pooh as much as I love books. So anyway, The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren. Anne Green thought she was marrying Liam Weston for access to subsidized family housing while at UCLA. She also thought she'd signed divorce papers when the graduation caps were tossed and they both went on their merry way. 3 years later, Anna is a starving artist living paycheck to paycheck while Liam is a Stanford professor. He may be one of 4 heirs to the Weston food conglomerate, but he has little interest in working for the heartless corporation his family built from the ground up. He's interested, however, in his $100 million inheritance. There's just one catch. Due to an antiquated clause in his grandfather's will, Liam can't claim the money until he's been happily married for 5 years. Just when Liam thinks he's in the home stretch, pressure mounts from his family to see this mysterious spouse, and he has no choice but to turn to the one person he's afraid to introduce to his one-percenter parents, his unpolished, not-so-ex-wife. But in the presence of his family, Liam's fears quickly shift from whether the feisty, foul-mouthed, paint-splattered Anna can play the part to whether the toxic world of wealth will corrupt someone as pure of heart as his surprisingly grounded and supportive wife. Liam will have to ask himself if the price tag on his flimsy cover story is worth losing true love that sprouted from a lie. I hope it's half as good as The Unhoneymooners, because that book I was reading last summer, sitting in my yard, laughing out loud, and I was all by myself. I was like, the neighbors are going to call the cops and perform a wellness check on me because I'm out in the yard laughing hysterically, all by myself. I loved that book so much. So I'm hoping, Christina, I have high hopes for you. I have high hopes. I'm so excited. And then the other one that I got, because I got two, is Middle Tide by Sarah Crouch. I hadn't heard of this one. Oh, I didn't look at the cover. Let me see what I like to look at the cover. They all look the same. They're like a color, and then the binding is a color. So this is the Paradise Problem. It's green and yellow. And it has May 2024 on it. And then Middle Tide, I just dropped the book on my foot, is white with blue binding. All right, so this one, at first I was like, I don't know. And then I kept looking at it, and then I ended up getting it. In this gripping, intensely atmospheric debut, so this is the author's first story. Let's see if it's one I will continue to read. One peaceful morning in the small Puget Sound town of Port Orchard, the lifeless body of Dr. Aaron Landry is found hanging from a tree on the property of prodigal son and failed writer Elijah Leith. Sheriff Jim Godbout's initial investigation points to an obvious suicide, but upon closer inspection there seems to be clues of foul play when he discovers that the circumstances of the beautiful doctor's death were ripped straight from the pages of Elijah's own novel. Out of money and motivation, 33-year-old Elijah returns to his empty childhood home to lick the wounds of his futile writing career. Hungry for purpose, he throws himself into restoring the ramshackle cabin his father left behind and rekindling his relationship with Nikita, the extraordinary girl from the nearby reservation whom he betrayed but was never able to forget. As the town of Port Orchards turns against him, Elijah must prove his innocence while fighting against an unexpected foe who is close and cunning enough to flawlessly frame him for murder. The scintillating literary suspense novel seeks to uncover a case of love, loss, and revenge. Middle Tide. I don't know. I think it sounds good. And at first, like, I thought it was like a detective story. The way it was originally described on the website, it kind of sounded like a detective story. And I don't, I'm picky with detective stories. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. There's just some detective stories that I don't enjoy, but then there's some that I do. But my gut reaction when I hear, oh, detective so and so, I'm like, all set. I don't want to read it. So I'm hoping that I'm glad that I picked this up. So that's it for today. Today is Wednesday. It's the middle of the week. Get through today, and I'll only have 2 days left. And today we are at 19 days left of school. 19. I'm so excited. Today the sun is out for now because it is going to start raining. I think around noon they're saying we're supposed to have some rain. So, again. I will say, though, that this year, normally it feels like we go from 40-degree weather to 80-degree weather, and there's like 3 days in the middle where it's like 70 and beautiful. This year, we had a really long stretch of 50 and low 60-degree weathers with a couple of 70-degree days thrown in. And the flowers this year have been amazing. The flowering trees, they still have like flowers on them. Usually they are like, they bud, they bloom, and they fall off right away. And this year, they are, it's just beautiful. All of the flowering things have seemed to be flowering for longer, if that makes sense. So, I have been enjoying every second of it. Uh, that's it. I think I'm going to, it is 7:01, so I have about an hour before I have to leave. Not sure what I'm going to do this morning, but I'll figure something out. There's always something to do, right? Okay, my friends, I will check in with you probably tomorrow after I finish Still Alice, and my Aardvark book box is coming soon. So I'll have my eyes out for that, and when that comes in, I will open it with you again. Bye, friends. Have a good day. Hello, everybody. How are we doing today? I'm all right. Today's Thursday, and I'm trying to remember the date. Oh, I have a watch on. So pardon me. It is Thursday, May 16th, and today is a gloomy, gloomy day. It is pouring. It's not raining. It is pouring, and it's supposed to do so all day long. So happy. So anyway, yesterday in the mail, my Aardvark box came in, and I opened it when it came in. I didn't open it with you guys, but I can still show you what I got. So I got 3 books. One of them is Happy Medium, but that one is not being shipped until closer to the end of the month because they ran out and they had to get another set of books. Happens occasionally, and that's fine. So that one is coming. I'll put a picture of it over here so that way you see it. But when it comes in, I'll show it to you as well. I got 2 books. There was one that was sci-fi, and I am just not a sci-fi girl. I don't like sci-fi movies, and I really just don't like sci-fi books. So I skipped over that one. But these were books that I thought sounded really, really good. This one is called You Know What You Did by this person. I have no idea how to say that name. Ngayon, K-T Ngayon. It's the best I can do. It looked really good. Annie Anli Shaw grew up poor, but seems to have it all now: a dream career, a stunning home, and a devoted husband and daughter. When Annie's mother, a Vietnam War refugee, dies suddenly one night, Annie's carefully curated life begins to unravel. Her obsessive-compulsive disorder, which she thought she'd vanquished years ago, comes roaring back. But this time, the disturbing fixations swirling around in Annie's brain might actually be coming true. A prominent art patron disappears, and the investigation zeroes in on Annie. Spiraling with self-doubt, she distances herself from her family and friends, only to wake up in a hotel room, naked, next to a lifeless body. The police have more questions, but with her mind increasingly fractured, Annie doesn't have answers. All she knows is this: she will do anything to protect her daughter, even if it means losing herself. With dizzying twists, You Know What You Did is both a harrowing thriller and a heartfelt exploration of the refugee experience, the legacies we leave for our children, and the unbreakable bonds between mothers and daughters. Sounds good, right? I think so. Okay, and then the other one that I got is called The Garden by Claire Beams. It says on here that she's also the author of The Illness Lesson. I haven't seen it. Maybe if I like it, I will look it up. Both of these are kind of thinner books, which I'm grateful for because I have so many very, very not thin books. Yeah, this one isn't even 300 pages. It's like 284. Oh, that smells good. Not great, but good. One of the books that I read recently, I think it was The Women by Kristen Hanna. I smelled the pages and went, oh, it smelled like when you walk into Staples. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like you walk into Staples and all you can smell is paper. That's what it smelled like. It smelled so, I was like, I can't, like an addict. All right, so this one, ooh. So I know, You Know What You Did is green with black. So it matches sort of. Okay. But this one, The Garden, is another green and pink one. I love how they do that. All right, so let me tell you about this one. In 1948, Irene Willard, who's had 5 previous miscarriages, in a quest to give her beloved husband the child he desperately desires, is pregnant again. She comes to an isolated house-cum-hospital in the Berkshires, run by a husband and wife team of doctors who are pioneering a cure for her condition, and warily enlists herself in their efforts to rectify the maternal environment, both physical and psychological. While there, she discovers a long-forgotten walled garden on the spacious grounds, a place imbued with its own powers and pulls. As the doctor's plans begin to crumble, Irene and her fellow patients make a desperate bid to harness the power of the garden for themselves, and must face the incalculable risks associated with such incalculable rewards. I can't say that word. And then it says Claire Beams' brilliant debut novel, The Illness Lesson, was called a meticulously crafted suspense tale seething with feminist fury that belongs on your shelf with your Margaret Atwood, and Octavia Butler collections. The Garden, a page-turning and psychologically haunting exploration of the mysteries of the female body and the ways it has always been controlled and corralled, showcases the gifts of one of the most powerful and original writers of her generation. So those came in yesterday. When will I read them? I don't know. Probably this summer, maybe. I have 18 days left of school. 18 days. 18. I have so many fun things going on this summer. Well, I don't have so many. I have two really big ones. In September, I have the cruise that I told you about a couple videos ago. And I'm super excited about that. And August 26th, I'm going to the Kenny Chesney concert. I've known about that for a very long time. But if we can get tickets, it's me, my son's girlfriend, Abby, my sister, her two daughters, their cousin, our cousin, and somebody else. There's 8 of us going. Who am I missing? Oh, maybe there are only 7. Because my other cousin can't make it. So, yeah. It might be 7. But there's plenty of us going. So, I'm super excited about that. And I still don't know about my job. It's not June yet, so. I do hear there are many teachers getting layoff notices. However, whatever. Not worrying about it. Let's not talk about that because I can't control it. I've done everything that I can control, and that's it. So, that's it. That's it. That's it. All right, my friends. I think this is going to be the end of the video because I don't really have anything else to show you. I don't have any other books coming in this week. Yeah. I was just thinking if I had book. I have Nora Roberts' Mind Games coming next Tuesday. That's a pre-order, but other than that, I don't have anything else. So, instead of adding to my collection, I'm going to focus on just reading my collection. Which is fine because I have a ridiculous amount of books. But they make me happy. All right, my friends, I will let you go, and I will check back in with you really, really soon. Thanks so much for checking in. Please do me a favor and click like and subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this. I know it's not a flashy channel, but it's what I know. So, all right, my friends, thanks so much for checking in. Bye.